Hey guys, this is Joe Romero. I am a sales engineer out of Southern California. Just wanted to review today with CCKM and an Azure-Blade setup. The install doc is really good. It's a little cryptic, so I kind of wanted to correlate what it actually looks like in Azure from a setup perspective to have that application registration process set up with the proper permissions before you actually go out and create that blade from CCKM. So without further ado, let's log into Azure. Alrighty, let's let this refresh. We should be inside of application registrations. All right, perfecto. All right, so let's bring up the install doc real fast. So let me point out a couple things real fast. So regardless if you're using CCKM 1.6.2 or the newer version 1.6.3, the Azure Blade setup process is exactly the same. So don't get confused on what version. When it comes to Azure and the actual Blade setup in CCKM, everything's pretty static. So as you can see, the install doc itself kind of runs through some simple steps, right? Different procedures on what to do. I'm in the US, so I'm going to actually do the normal Azure setup for US. There's also some pathing information for Azure China and Azure Germany. So we got to register an application, right? So when we go into Azure, I have an app registered already, but what I'm going to do is say you log in, brand new time, you're first logging in, and you need to do an app registration. You're going to click on new registration right here. That's going to come up. Just go ahead and give it a friendly name. I'm just going to call it CCKM _ J Romero. Supported account types, leave that as default credentials right here. Redirect URI optional. Let's do this now. This is important. There's going to be two options, public client native and web. You want to select web. And then I'm going to actually show you my pathing for that. Grab that, paste it in there. All right, so this is my CCKM physical instance, right? So I have a CCKM instance running in VMware Workstation on the physical laptop that I'm on right now. And that has an IP address of 192.168.0.22. So this is going to be the physical path that you're going to put in. Then you would simply just click register, and it's going to physically register that application. So since I've already done that, let's go out and we'll go through the permissions. So let's just go back here, click OK. You're going to see my instance that I just created, right what I showed you. It's going to create that instance. Right when it creates it, it's going to assign an application client ID. This is very important. You can use the clipboard option over here. You can do Control-C, whatever you like. You need to copy that application client ID and save that to Notepad or somewhere else because you're going to need that later inside of CCKM for the Azure Blade setup. Next, you're going to go over to certificates and secrets, and you're going to actually create a client secret. So go ahead and click on New Client Secret. It's going to create a secret. Once again, you're going to want to copy and paste that value into Notepad because you're going to need that client secret value later on. Third step is, so we created the application, client secret, then we need to do API permissions. Let's go to the install doc again, just so I can correlate the two back and forth. So if we go down here, set up required permissions, it's going to show you what you need. And then I'll visually show you what we need. So you got your Azure Key Vault. You're going to need that. Windows Azure Service Management API, Windows Azure Active Directory, and Microsoft Graph. Pretty straightforward. It tells you the permissions that you need. Once again, this is the install doc, and let's really look at how it's done. So as you can see, I've created those. Exactly from the install doc, I just have created those exact credentials. You will have nothing here. all you're going to do is click add a permission. And when you click add a permission, you're physically going to actually select the permissions that you're going to add in, and then go ahead and delegate the proper permissions. So as you can see, I have Azure Active Directory, I have Azure Key Vault, I have Azure Service Management, and Microsoft Graph. At the very end, go ahead and click Grant Consent for Sales. Very important. Once you do that, you're going to see grant for sales, granted for sales, granted for sales, granted for sales, granted for sales. You're going to see all these little green check boxes. Everything should be checkbox green, and you should be good to go at that point. So very important. Make sure you have the proper credentials. If you're confused, go back to the install doc. They're all listed here for you, and it tells you what you need to set for each credential. All right. So that looks good. So at that point, let's just go ahead and let's shrink this down. Let's bring up CCKM. And let's go over to blades, add a blade. Let's select Azure. Click next. Let me grab that client ID that we talked about, that we copied and pasted earlier. Paste that in there. Let's grab the secret that we saved earlier. And then the redirect URL, which I showed you guys earlier. Once again, this is the physical CCKM instance. Okay. Let's go down and click next. We can do this later. It's not necessary. I just want to show you guys how to set this up. We can configure all this later. Let's click next. Let's go ahead and grab my DSM certificate. Click finished. There we go. The Azure Key Management Blade was added successfully, and as you can see right there, it's right there. So everything looks good. So that added in. All right, so let's go up to select a service. Hold on one second. It's still doing some stuff in the background. I shouldn't be so excited to click so fast. Sometimes it needs to refresh a little. There we go. Let's click on Azure. Let's add in my Azure credentials to log in. Took a while for that to come to my phone. Alrighty, so that's good. I'm physically logged into the Azure instance from CCKM, so that blade is successfully created. As you can see, I'm physically logged in. If we go over here, we can see that I successfully have logged into Azure. So that all looks awesome. And now you can physically go over to your key sources, select your DSM, and start to create key material. So pretty simple. Like I said, install doc runs through the different steps. Just wanted to kind of show you how you connect the two together. If there's any questions or concerns, please let me know. Like I said, install doc's pretty simple, but wanted to show you some visual screenshots of how it's actually done in Azure so you have the proper permissions. Like I said, those permissions are very important, otherwise that blade will not be successfully created. Alrighty guys, thanks for listening. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys, and let me know if you guys need anything. All right, thank you very much, and you guys have a great rest of the day.